Now, at some point during the process, we're going to need to ship parts or ship orders. And to get to that section of the application, we're going to go to Inventory, Process Shipments, and then we're going to tell it to ship items. Lizzie is only going to show us customers that are ready to ship, or in other words, they're ship in full. In the event that we want to partial ship a customer, maybe they got 5 parts on order, they've been holding for that one part, and they tell you that they'll pay the extra shipping, but they want to go ahead and ship the 5 parts that you have so that they can get them. So in the event that you want to do that, you can locate that customer, come over here to this control, and you'll get another box here for ship the current contact that will allow you to skip the fact that you haven't received all their parts, and it'll basically force a shipment on them. So basically does a partial shipment manually. In this case, I just want to ship the next customer. I don't really care who I'm shipping. Right now you can see there's 10 customers that are waiting that are ready to be shipped. I'm just going to tell it to ship the next one. Lizzie's going to come up with a list of all the orders that they have. Now, in the current version of Lizzie, you can only ship one order at a time, and the basic thought there is that they paid for shipping most likely on the individual orders, and they need to be shipped out in the way that they had paid for them. In a future version of Lizzie, we may change that and actually allow you to ship multiple orders in the same box. But right now, the way the system is laid out, we've got the system kind of geared towards shipping individual orders, so we're going to have to do it that way for the time being. Now, we may have an order that has 20 parts on it and we can't get everything in one box. It may even be a weight problem where we got to have more than one box that we're going to ship the products in. In that case, you would have, and I don't know if there's one in this example. Here's one that has 2 parts on the particular invoice, but all we're going to do is we can scan the part if we want to, and Lizzie will find the order for it. And obviously, generally, you're not going to have a customer with this many orders on them, but you can also come down here and select the plus sign here to tell it that you want to highlight that particular one, and then you tell it that you also want to ship this. Now you'll notice that that particular customer is actually it's in one box, but if this needed to get shipped in 2 different boxes, all I'm going to do is change this to box 2. The box number doesn't mean anything. It's just a way to tell Lizzie that you have more than one box you're shipping in, so that depending on the shipping method that was chosen, Lizzie knows that we need 2 tracking numbers and she's going to have to print 2 mailing labels. And that's really the only reason the box number is there, just to kind of help with the shipping process. So at this point, we have selected the number of items that we want to ship. We've got 2 boxes that we're going to ship the thing in. So we're just going to come up here, or actually we're going to come down here and tell it to ship whatever you have selected. And again, it's only going to ship the first one that it finds. Now at this point, Lizzie has actually created our invoice for us, put the payment method in here, or the payment amount in here, and all I'm going to do is come down here and select how they're going to pay. Now in this particular case, the system has already matched up the original credit that we took for this special order, so everything is all matched up and ready to go. We've got a current balance of 0, so all I need to do is process the payment. Now when we process the payment, based on the fact that we originally had FedEx Ground selected, we want to create a new label. We tell it the type of box that we're actually going to ship that product in. It will say this one weighs 1 pound. We'll say that we're also shipping this in there and it weighs 2 pounds. And then we can get a quote on that particular shipment, or we can tell it to ship this box. So if I tell it to ship this box, it'll go out and communicate with FedEx, pull up the label and tracking information. You also get a cost here. We can print the label, and then when we're ready to ship the next part or the next box, we just tell it to go get the label for that box, and now we tell it to ship that one. So at this point, we print the label for it, and we're good to go on those 2 shipments. The last thing I want to show you is if we go back over here to the invoice and view the invoice that we had just created, you can see that the tracking information for each of the boxes is displayed on the invoice. So at that point, if we emailed the customer a copy of their receipt, it'll have the parts along with the tracking information on them. So That's really all there is to actually shipping a product and making sure that you get your tracking numbers.